Do you want to know the secrets of the morning routines of the top 1% of working moms? You don't need a 5 a.m. alarm clock and 2 hours of silence to be successful. You need systems, strategy, and a plan that works in real life with kids, emails, and that school or camp drop off. Let me show you what the top 1% of high performing working moms are actually doing before 9 a.m. Hi, my name is Sandi Glandt. I'm a high performance productivity coach, wife, mama to two very busy boys. And today we're diving into the morning routines of the top 1% of working moms. No 5 a.m. required, just real systems and strategies that work. I help my clients to really put the systems and strategies into not just their businesses, but also their homes so they run and operate like a well-oiled machine. If you're looking for more clarity and if you're looking to simplify, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button below and comment that you subscribed, because guess what? Every single week I'm giving away prizes to our new subscribers who are not just subscribing, but commenting below and letting me know that they're joining this amazing community. So you have the chance to win a copy of my Slayer Day book, a guest appearance in the High Performance Academy, or even a one-on-one call with me. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and share with another busy mama who could use these tips. The first secret that I have for you of the morning routine of the top 1% of the busy working moms and what we're using differently is the power hour versus the pressure hour. Let me explain. Most moms aren't waking up to journal and reflect and gratitude. They're waking up in reactive mode to alarm clocks and babies crying and feeling so flustered, maybe even Slack notifications, but not you, at least not anymore. We're focusing on switching and making a difference in how you show up, just like the top 1%. This is how they approach their mornings, not from a place of being reactive, but from a place of being proactive. I want you to switch your power hour and start focusing with intention. A pressure hour shows you all the things that you're being reactive to, all the things that you're responding to, the notifications, the pings, the dings, the emails, the crying babies, all the things that are out of our control. But a strong power hour puts you back in the driver's seat. The one thing that's going to make all the difference for you here is preparation over perfection. What can you prepare ahead of time that's going to set your day up for success and make it so much easier before the day even starts? One thing that I love to do, I've been doing this for years, ever since my oldest Jake was born, and that is setting the clothes out the night before the day even starts, setting out my gym clothes, my vitamins, anything that I can that's going to allow me to prep the night before to set the next day up for success. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I even take it a step further and I get the water bottles ready. I set the table for breakfast the night before. So I put the kids' placemats out. I put out their spoons and their forks. I set out the plates like on the countertop to get ready for breakfast. I literally do everything but put breakfast on the table the night before, because I know even if I'm running a couple of minutes behind, if that ever happens, that I'm actually ahead of the game. So water bottles are out, backpacks are out, the table is set, the vitamins are out, my clothes are out, their clothes are out. We're being so proactive, and the power hour starts with clarity, not panic. So I want you to ask yourself right now, how can you set yourself up for success? What does your power hour look like? Comment below and let me know. All right. My second tip that I have for you, I know all of you busy mamas are going to love. So the morning routine that the top 1% of working moms are leaning into and utilizing is energy before urgency. Let me explain. Most working moms hit the ground running and really just spring into exactly this reactive mode that we've been talking about. But the top 1% of busy working moms that are strategically moving the ball forward and in the top 1%, they take care of their energy first. They don't pour from an empty cup. They wake up in the morning and they come from a place of actually fueling into themselves first. And I'll share with you a few of the things that I love to do. So I set my alarm clock for 5:35. It hasn't always been this way. I'm just right now, the mode that I'm in just so happens to be at 5:35 is when I wake up. Yours might be 6, it might be 7, whatever works for you. But you've got to find that sweet spot at least, I'm going to say, an hour before the kids are awake. My kids get up at 7:30, so I have 2 hours from the time that I get up until the time that they get up for me to wake up, get dressed, work out, get their breakfast started and going, and even get myself a hot cup of coffee. So what I'll tell you is it might not be 2 hours. I might even give you a little bit of leniency and say, give yourself at least 30 minutes to wake up and get yourself going before the kids get going. So you need a few minutes for yourself to just charge yourself up, to charge your own battery up and fuel into yourself before anybody else, your spouse, the kids, the dogs, the pets, anybody else in your space. You get first priority. So I want you to think about the energy rituals that are going to fuel you for the day. Maybe it's working out, maybe it's lemon water, maybe it's meditation or gratitude or journaling. All of these things are really great. Maybe even stretching. I love to do kind of like a cocktail of all of these. I like to wake up. I like to work out first. I do some stretching. And even this morning, I did a 5-minute meditation to start the day before I jumped into breakfast mode and getting the kids ready and off to camp. So do the thing that works for you. Do something that is just for you before diving into everybody else's needs. And I promise you, this is going to set the tone for the day. This is going to give you so much more energy when you hit 5, 6 o'clock in the evening and you're feeling so drained because you actually fueled into yourself first. So now we're operating from a place of energy before urgency. And what I'll tell you is just find that sweet spot of the time that works for you. 30 minutes, an hour. I have really tweaked this to where I am at this point in my life now that my kids are a little bit older. They're 5 and 7. So right now, they are sleeping a little bit later. I'm not getting up in the middle of the night anymore to do the breastfeedings and, what I was doing just, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So I would say lean into the season that you're in and fuel into yourself first. You will thank yourself and so will your family. Burnout doesn't take a summer break. Between road trips, long days in the sun, and everyone's schedules exploding, your body takes the hit. Soursop gummies are your daily defense, fueled by over 200 active compounds to boost energy, strengthen immunity, reduce inflammation, and calm your stress. This is a mom's must-have for the summertime. Sugar-free, non-GMO, and low-carb, Soursop gummies are created by a team that truly cares about helping you heal naturally and holistically. Bundle and save today. Your family's summer strength starts here. Head over to the link in the description or soursopnutrition.com/Sandy. And make sure to use code Sandy20 for 20% off your entire order. Tap the link to start your best summer ever. Morning routine number 3 is a favorite. And I hope you love this one as much as I do. And this is get the kids out the door like a CEO. Now, what does that mean? What would a CEO do in the morning? How would she show up? What would that look like? I will tell you, she would be prepared. She would be ready to go. And just because you're getting your kids out the door doesn't mean that this also doesn't have to show up and not have a routine and a system and be productive. Let me explain. The top 1% delegate, systemize, automate, and streamline, even in their households. What I love doing in my house is having a system for everything. So in our laundry room, you may have seen this before, I have an organization rack for the kids. So it's Monday through Friday, so the school days, and every compartment has the kids, because now we're in camp, has the kids' clothes laid out for the entire week. Their camp shirts, their shorts, the underwear, the socks, everything is in there in the bin for the week, totally organized and ready to go. So not only am I setting this up the morning before where I'm just pulling it out and putting it on the countertop with the water bottles and the backpacks, but everything is streamlined and it makes for decision-free mornings. I talked about this in a previous episode about how I'm dressing and what I'm wearing and the decision fatigue that goes into this. But the more systems you have, the easier it's going to be for your kids to follow. And I don't know about you, how you run your house, but what I'll tell you is kids thrive when there's simplicity and when there's systems, just like we do as adults. So why not give them maybe like a visual chart or a visual schedule for them to follow? Checklists. Kids love checklists. We have this little like checklist, and Jordy loves taking it out and like moving over the check boxes that he like brushed his teeth and got dressed and did his hair in the morning. So make it fun, gamify it for your kids. And it's going to turn the mornings from a struggle into a very simplified system. So I'm so excited for you to try this. This has been a game changer in our house because everything's streamlined and organized. And even the kids, like let's say I'm traveling and my in-laws are watching the kids, even the kids know where to go to get their school or their camp clothes. They know where everything is because the entire week is laid out. And it is really just a simplified system for anybody in your ecosystem, whether it's your spouse, your kids, a nanny, a babysitter, your in-laws, anyone that's helping you in your ecosystem, be able to figure these things out. The other thing that I love that I highly recommend is just getting in sync with your spouse or anyone that's in your support system. So what my husband and I do is we look at the week and we just say, okay, like what's going on? A quick like 2 to 5 minute micro meeting where we can meet and just talk about who's doing the pickup or the drop off. In our house, in our home, it really is consistent. Like every week, the same person is doing the pickup and the drop off, but just a quick little check-in. You guys know I do this even with my meals, like my dinners that I plan out. I will even ask the kids and my husband, like, what do you want for dinner tonight? Like I'll do that in the beginning of the week, but doing a morning meeting with your spouse and with your kids also is really fun to just check in and do some gratitude. We do this with the kids in the morning. We'll do something simple like, what are 3 things that you're grateful for today? And what is your word of the day? And they'll say like excited, or they want to have like a phenomenal day. So it just really sets the tone. So I highly encourage you to have these little micro meetings, get everything set up ahead of time, and you're going to see how the day is really set up for success, both personally and professionally. The fourth morning routine of the top 1% is a massive game changer. And I will be the first to say that I feel like I have coined this because I haven't heard anybody else say this. Okay. So here we go. Let's dive in. The fourth hack, tip, habit, morning hack that I want to share with you is to set your week up the week before. Most people tell you set your nights or set your day up the night before. I'm going to even take it a step further and say set your week up the week before. Now, let me explain. There are so many moving pieces, and the top 1% of busy working moms who are the most productive, who get the most done, who are intentional, they don't wing it. They don't wing Monday morning. They know exactly what's going on in their day because they look and they prioritize and they plan exactly what's going on. So they plan ahead so the week starts strong and stays focused. So I want you to look at all the things that could possibly come up in the week, your appointments, the kids' schedules, meal plans, the dinners, the lunches, any appointments that you have, any of those key business priorities that you have to focus on. And I want you to look at the calendar a week at a glance on Sunday. What do you have coming up? Maybe it's podcast episodes, maybe it's business meetings, content creation, whatever that is for you. I want you to ask yourself, what must happen this week? Where can I simplify what is going on? Maybe somewhere in this schedule, I can streamline, I can delegate, I can automate, I can hand off to somebody else and take it completely off my plate. So Sunday planning is going to save you from Monday and weekly scrambling. So look at what you have for the entire week on your Sunday and look at maybe you have to take some things off your plate. Maybe you have to automate, delegate, or just delete these things off your calendar and off your schedule. But what this is going to do is it's going to set your brain up for success so you know what's coming. And it also gives you time. How many times do you find yourself scrambling because appointments overlap, or maybe you're late to pick the kids up from camp or school or whatever it is because you just had meetings that ran so late? This is going to give you that week at a glance and actually give you the time to have the bandwidth to move things where you need or get the extra support where you need. This could even be, ladies, with grocery shopping. Maybe your week is slammed and you're like, you know what? Got to order my Instacart on my Monday and my Wednesday because those are the days that I'm going to be home. And these are the days that I'm prepping for, I don't know, my crock pot meals ahead of time. The more you can set yourself up for success ahead of time, the happier you're going to be. And also the better you can simplify all the systems in your home and in your business. So I say, take it a step further. Don't just plan the night before, set your week up for success the week before and really get ahead of everything that you have coming up for the week. Can we just talk about how bedtime used to be for us? Oh my gosh, you guys, I was hanging off one side of the bed. My kids were laying sideways across the entire bed. And my husband, he was literally falling off the bed. Don't even get me started on the stiff necks. We were actually at the chiropractor more than we were sleeping. We just thought that we had to deal with it until we found Alaskan King bed. Now we can actually co-sleep without the kids kicking us all night long. Everyone has plenty of space, and my husband finally stays in the bed. And we all wake up feeling refreshed, like we actually slept the whole night, because we did. If you're a growing family like us, this bed is a total game changer. More space equals more snuggles, less stress, and so much more quality time. And that was the true reason why we fell in love with this bed. Trust me, you will never go back. So head on over to AlaskanKingBeds.com and use code Sandi for a discount. Wishing you and your family sweet dreams from my family to yours. Make sure you head over to AlaskanKingBeds.com. All right, the fifth morning routine of the top 1%. Before we get into it, I just want to make sure that you share this with another busy mama who could use these tips. I promise you, as you share these, you are helping someone else to simplify their life, to be the best mom, wife, partner, CEO that she can be. Because let's be real, ladies, it is not easy juggling all the things, the home and the work and the kids, the schedules. So just by you sharing this with one other woman, you could completely not just change her day and her week, but the rest of her life. And that's what I want to get into in this final tip that I'm going to share with you, because this tip alone has completely shifted my life. And it's almost been a decade that I've been doing this. So before we move on, I just want to make sure that you like this video, that you're subscribed to the channel, because I know these videos, they're powerful. I like to keep them short and sweet, under 30 minutes. It's about a drive. It's about a commute time into work. But again, share this with someone that could use this information, because by you passing this on, you never know whose life you're changing. And then in turn, you not only get to change this woman's life, but you get to change her kids, her spouse, and then it just creates this beautiful ripple effect. So you never know the abundance that you're creating just by sharing. All right, let's get into the fifth and final tip that I want to share with you of the top 1%, the morning habits and routines to set yourself up for success. And that is to automate your first decision as much as you can. So the mental fatigue that we talk about in making all these decisions all day long, this is going to help mitigate at least those first couple hours of the day. Now, you've heard me say this before, but the fact that my life and my routines are very, very standard, like to the point where my mornings from 5:30 until about 9:30, the first 4 hours of my day are pretty much, and they've been pretty much exactly to a T and consistent over the past, I don't even know, 3, 4, 5+ years, just goes to show you, simplify and stick with what works. So automate your first few hours of the day. What do I mean by this? We talked about it. lay out your clothes, lay out the vitamins, have your workouts already set and ready to go. Have your clothes already set out and ready to go. Know what you're getting into. Like mine, ladies, I want to explain this something to you it's so funny. But like even down to the food that I eat on a daily basis, it is so redundant. Like I'm going to do another video on just like the food that I eat in a day because it's pretty much the same thing with a little bit of variety sprinkled in, because I know it hits my macros. I know it's protein heavy, and I know that it's going to fuel me for the day, meaning it's really protein heavy. But then I kind of start off with more of my like starches in the mornings, mid morning, and then it kind of tapers off as the day goes on because I don't want to feel like heavy as I get towards bedtime. It is so simplified and it's so strategic that I haven't changed it in so long. But that is the whole purpose of having a schedule that works, because there's not much like tinkering or changing that you need to do if you know that it's continuously working for you. So the breakfast that I have in the morning, it's typically the same breakfast that I've been having for the past, 3 to 5 years, which is half a cup of egg whites, 1 egg, 2 turkey sausage, and coffee. Sometimes I'll alternate the turkey sausage for some cottage cheese with some berries, but it's so simple and it's so simplified because I don't have to think about it. The kids, scrambled eggs, little mini like puff pancakes, and some fruit. I'll also sprinkle some sausage in there for them too if they want that for some added protein. Oh, of course, and our vitamins. It is so straightforward because it's the same thing over and over and over again. I don't have to start thinking about decisions in my business or just even in my daily life until probably 9:30, 10 o'clock when I get home and then into the business part of my day after I've dropped the kids off at camp, after like pretty much up until that point, everything is following a very clear set routine. And it's all automated and it's all based on what I know works. So what I'll tell you is don't feel like you have to pile all these heavy decisions in the front part of your day. Find what works and stick to that, because that consistency is going to breed results. And if you want results, you have to find and stick to what works. Drop a comment below. What is one tried and true real life routine that you have found that works for you? And by the way, if you're looking to get into a routine and into an environment of high performing women who are doing it all, they are raising the babies, they're taking care of their bodies, and they're fueling into their businesses, I highly recommend that you check out the High Performance Academy. You can head over to www.sandraglandt.com/academy. You can check out and click the link below. But this is an amazing group of women who are leveling up both in their businesses and in their personal lives to be the best moms, wives, spouses, and women that they can be, both personally and professionally. And it's amazing to see these women thrive, to come together, to support each other. So I cannot wait to introduce you to this incredible group of women who are really just slaying it both in their personal and professional lives. So ladies, as always, thank you so much for being here, and make sure you go out and slay your day.